Oh, it's the way I have an abrupt ending on the recording, and it's just it just stops. When I'm listening to it, just boom. Anyway, welcome to Grumpy Old Soldiers.
Get off my lawn.
Hey, everybody.
Evening, Stevie.
Stevie Mother Loving Marquez.
Hey, Steve.
Marquez.
Hey, Eric and Devin. And Nick.
Devin. I thought we was getting rid of that Butter Squad dude out of chat.
Oh, no.
I saw Brett in that, too.
Damn it, he's got a fucking wrench, too. That's going to be
God
difficult.
damn it, Chunk. Why'd you have to get that butter cupcakes a wrench? It's funny. I hear the replay coming from my father's room, too.
Oh, yeah?
So I heard me screaming.
Yeah, I think I got the delay good and short now.
That's good.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July to you, too, Nick.
Yes,
and everybody out there.
Yeah.
Have a
Happy
nice,
Independence
safe
Day.
And that's major pancake nipples to you.
California celebrated early.
Yeah, kind of over exuberant,
Yeah. They blew their load.
premature.
No, man.
Premature celebration.
Yeah. So how you doing tonight, Dylan?
Doing good. We got a new mount in. Happy. We finally get to play with more and more Boro stuff.
Cool.
JT,
Hey, Marcus.
How you doing, JT?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Sitting here, I'm trying to figure out where I wanted to start at. Let's start with Caliburn. Hey, how's it going, Caliburn? Then we got the pretty. I love it.
That's nice.
The Voltron inside. Still rocking the mixed berry in that. We got the Aries 2 with the Ursa Quest doing the Bonnie and Clyde thing. And you guys got me out on the fucking candy. I got the Pulse V2 with the recurve on top, and this one is Candy King. What is it? Batch, which is supposed to be like a Sour Patch. It kind of does the job.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't even know where
Yeah,
it
we
was.
And we just kind of transitioned.
Yeah.
I didn't even do my
They got the bulk on top of the Gower. It's still rocking the grape ice. And last but not least, the intake MTL on the Lima. And it's got the extreme ice. What are you vaping on there, Captain Butternut?
My new toy, the SXK C02 that has the Alexa 6 RBA in it, with, since Mr. Stevie's in chat, his Mr. Dread, which is a vanilla cheesecake. Got my billet box with the Wick Alpha that I purchased from Nick. That has also Stevie's Smarties candy in it.
Yeah.
Big brother,
Hi.
you vape it on.
I got a blast from the past. I got the blaze on top of the cold steel this time. Cool. But then I go right back to my normal. I got the theory on with the drop, my brother, George. And that boy, that's been getting a workout. The sand. That means I've been leaving the house too much. I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. But that's all I got.
I didn't do shit.
How about you, Mr. Leader?
Well, the only thing I've been playing with the last couple of days is the Cthulhu, with the Cthulhu RBA section in it. And
I was just glad you didn't say let me whip it out.
No. No, I'm vaping my own mixture of Starburst. And that's
Which
it.
Starburst?
It's a
The
combination of two different Starbursts that they sell.
Ooh.
Oh, red and green.
I don't know, man. They look clear to me.
I thought you got to pick the giraffe.
Is the giraffe
Oh, that's
Ruskin?
Skittles.
Nope. But yeah, I found out today that as far as gaming goes, it's going to take a few more days. I had to order another part.
Oof.
It's going to be here sometime next week. So I promise I'll let everybody know, and I'll say the right time and everything.
Hey, Brett. How
Hey,
you
Brett.
doing? Hey, Ron Jeremy. How you
Hey,
doing?
Dave.
Marcus.
Hey, Chuck, I have a question. Is Starburst made for Toys R Us kids?
I don't know.
Probably not. It's actually for adults 21 and older. I still haven't seen your damn ID, boy.
I showed you my ID more than one occasion.
Yeah. So we got some fun stuff tonight. Alligator Alcatraz. Oh, TikTok's creepiest trans creator is under criminal investigation.
Oh,
Y'all know
Yeah.
about Lily
I saw
Tino?
that. It got in trouble at Disneyland for filming in the bathroom.
Yep. It'd be
I
one
don't care what your affiliation is. You can't film in a bathroom.
mostly because he
Yeah.
got other people on the screen or in the camera
Yeah.
view.
Yep.
If he hadn't done that, it'd be a different thing. Now I'm saying he, I should probably go ahead and say she, but I don't think he really is trans. I think he's doing it as a fetish so that he can get away with talking about,
That's what we used to call a shock job.
yeah,
It's just doing it for attention.
yeah,
And like you said, it can get away with shit now.
yeah,
That is a sickness.
yep. He can get away with he thinks he can get away with filming in the public restroom,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
at Disneyland talking about getting his penis turned inside out so it can become a marshmallow tunnel.
yeah.
Hey, that one on Capitol Hill, too, is being looked into for doing that, filming in the female's bathroom.
It's one thing to record in the privacy of your own bathroom.
Yes.
But you just to sit there and think it's okay to record doing stuff in a public bathroom when you know everybody's just gonna use it and hear you. That's a no.
Oh, there's
You know-
that. Yeah. I mean, and just leave other people out of it all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a little bit about that too. And the violent ambush in Idaho.
Yeah.
And
And they're trying to make it out that you were a Trump supporter, she was, whatever.
no.
It was a brony.
It was close. It was a brony.
Yeah.
Furry
Anyway.
brony.
Furry brony. Yeah.
The
But
only brony Trump supporter I know is Dylan.
yeah.
Brett says, should I quit recording my neighbors in her bathroom?
Not if she's got big tits.
And there's a woman that worked in Cuomo's office and then Hochul's office. Turns out she's a Chinese operative.
Yeah. And Letitia James has another one that's accused her of kidnapping and shit.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. See, that explains why she's never been married except when she was married to her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a lesbian.
Now, have you seen? Not okay. I don't mean seen the woman. Have you heard the woman? No, that's why she's sick.
Yeah. Oh, hell.
For me, personality's everything, and that
She ain't got it.
Every time I hear Letitia James was married to her father, I keep questioning. Isn't that fucking incest?
It should be. Maybe it's legal in Virginia. I don't know.
That is some weird shit.
Yep.
just to marry a family member and then all of a sudden you want to go have a kid with the same family member?
Yeah.
No. That's not what it was about. She was just using it to get a house.
Yeah, to get a better loan.
Get a cheaper rate.
I swear, gold diggers everywhere.
The gold diggers, what are you worried about there, Mr. Moneybags?
This is exactly why I stay single.
That's not the only reason.
No.
Gosh, how dare you?
Do you need a list? We got a list, Dylan.
Because your standards are a lot lower than your dad's, and you know, anybody you would approve of, your dad wouldn't.
He doesn't
You want
approve
an
of half my
alphabetical or by import?
What happened, Jim?
I says, you want the list alphabetical or in order of importance?
Yeah.
Numerical.
Oh, shit.
That takes longer.
Let's see. Let's talk about the Diddy trial, or let's see a little. Oh, you're welcome, Dave. See a little video about the Diddy trial.
Oh, fuck. I'm already tired of hearing about this motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, we're about done listening or hearing about it, unless they find some way to.
Well, like done, diddy, done.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Diddy ain't done, boys. He got time served.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As somebody was saying, well, we'll probably hear a new song from him in a year. I don't think it's going to take that long.
No, it's
Didn't
not.
he release one here
Give
not
me
too long
party
ago?
tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
We're looking right now at
the podium where
the
they've set up for the either the prosecutors or the defense attorneys, someone from the trial, to step up and speak, which we will carry live with you as soon as we get it. But right now, it is just about 10:28 here on guilty of transportation for prostitution, which is the lesser of the 5 charges.
That's what they got him on: transportation for prostitution, and again the same one again. Go ahead, man.
It was both the same.
Yeah, it's
Was
for
it
two
both
different
the same
people.
charges?
I think, it's the same
Oh.
charge. I think it's for 2 different people.
Yeah, while all those others would give him a fucking stiff sentence.
Yeah.
The transportation should have in the first place. Isn't that a federal offense?
Yes, because it's
Taking
across
someone
state
across
lines.
state lines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop.
Each one carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. The others, there were a minimum of 15 and potentially life in prison.
right, and right now, his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, is arguing with the judge to let Sean Combs walk out right this second. It's going to be interesting on what's going on.
Yeah, I believe it. It's just like him to somehow get away with that.
On top of it, he's gonna end up doing the same shit all over again.
Yeah.
Arthur Chan is outside the courthouse. First of all, I imagine like every press outlet in the world is near where you are, Arthur. They want to see if Sean Diddy Combs is going to walk out in the next hour or so.
Yeah, they're not only here, but they're here in duplicate or triplicate, just like we are, right? Lisa Evers is here. She's inside covering the proceedings that you just described. I'm out here. Everybody has a lot of resources out here. You're looking across the street. This is the Worth Street side of the Southern District Federal Courthouse.
See if I can see if I've got it on video.
But his side obviously is arguing just the opposite, saying he has no passport.
Right.
Everybody knows where he is, what he's doing. He was convicted of the lesser charges, and he'll give you $1 million to let him out.
There have been reports that some of the people who testified against him.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot to pay attention to the video when I selected it. So.
Really.
Well.
I have a feeling he's just getting a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get caught again.
Yep. Let's see here.
No buying little Canadian boys.
Party tonight. BYOBO.
There's a new vacation spot in Florida.
Here we go. President Trump touring alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades, and he's back in Florida's plan to have qualified National Guard members work as immigration judges.
I like that idea. What he's going to do, National Guard judges, they're already judges. He's just going to license them to allow to do it for the government for immigration. So they get their time in the sun.
But now, why couldn't we go one step further and let the National Guard be the Guard? Let that be their 2 week of the year. When you go join the National Guard, you got to go 1 week in a month.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks a year.
I think that's so for training purposes.
Yeah. So why can't you bring in National Guard units that are MP units?
They got plenty of MPs.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let that 2 weeks be there for training.
And they're usually in battalions, whole battalions of MP, military police. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? And now you've just reduced your cost even further.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if I was still drilling, I'd be going and fixing computers.
Hey, Chuck, they're saying no video.
Let's try that. Sorry,
They're
guys.
just seeing our 4 beautiful faces. Well, 3 beautiful faces. And
Well,
Dylan.
they weren't even seeing that, I don't think.
QC is live with the latest. Hey, Peter.
Here we go.
Good morning. Officials here think they have found their way around a huge bottleneck, and that is the number of illegal immigrants waiting to see a deportation judge. If they're not just going to be caught and released, they need to have a deportation hearing. So what they're going to do down in Florida is they're going to take qualified National Guard judge advocates, and they are going to deputize them as immigration judges. That could allow many migrants to have hearings within 40.
Do they call them JAG for judges too, or just the lawyers?
I don't know.
Huh.
I believe it's JAG.
I think so.
Limiting their time at alligator Alcatraz.
Very soon, this facility will house some of the most menacing migrants, some of the most vicious people on the planet. We're surrounded by miles of treacherous swampland, and the only way out is really deportation. And a lot of these people are self-deporting back to their country where they came from.
Tom Homan, the border czar, now reports total Border Patrol encounters for the entire month of June 2025 was 6,070. That is less than a single day under Biden. As a matter of fact, the total number of encounters is less than half of a single day under Biden on many days. And that's contrary to what we were told by the Biden team many times.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else.
My ass.
He really has.
Boy, I bet your ass was sore.
These new immigration judges, the plan is once a deportation order is given down at Alligator Alcatraz, that person can just be driven 2,000 feet to the airstrip where they can get onto a plane. Once it's full enough, they will take off on a deportation flight. The first arrivals will get there later today. Back to you.
2,000 feet is almost half a mile.
How is that a bad thing?
Right.
They want due process. I don't
But
see.
would you feel better if this facility was beside the school or the
hell
shopping
no.
center
Hell no.
in the center of town? Come on.
Or a
What
movie theater?
place for it. And they're not getting their due process. They got to be a citizen to get due process. Get over it.
Actually,
Thank you.
There is for illegal aliens. There is a process for them too. Not the same.
No, we
as,
can't strip them naked and shove Coke bottles up their ass.
Right.
That's about it.
for example.
No, you're illegal. You're a criminal. You're a dirtbag. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're lucky it's only 2,000 feet. I'd drag your ass.
Yeah.
Man, some
No, these people
TikToker
need to
was.
get over it. Illegal. It started off you. I don't care if you're a school teacher or a rapist. Illegal's illegal. We got to start there.
Yep.
Sorry you got caught up in this shit.
What were you going to say,
Yeah.
JT?
Oh, there's a TikToker made a video about if I see any of you MAGAs wearing an alligator Alcatraz t-shirt, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh yeah.
There you are.
Where can I get mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Makes you want one.
I do now.
Yep. Here's a TikToker. Let's have some audio.
Oh, that's that freakozoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. What the hell?
No sound.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl.
Selfie's got y'all.
Here we
real
go.
upset. Those Disney
Here we go.
Hey, Vinny, how did you pop in?
Hey, Vinny. Hey, Cheryl. Trans TikToker who likes to take pictures of unknown people in the public restroom.
bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, oh, Lil,
Hey,
you
Neil.
can't take selfies
Hey,
in
Neil.
the bathroom. It's not appropriate. There's also talk of me getting sued for my bathroom pictures at Disney. As far as I know, I am not getting sued, and I don't expect to because
You're going to.
it didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, they're going to do the criminal trial first after the FBI gets enough investigation, and then that'll open it up. You can do civil after that, and people will be suing the hell out of him.
I got a question. What is Brett knowing these people's names? All these
He does?
trans terrorists.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah.
Yeah.
Investigating this, we do not tolerate men or boys in women's and girls' restrooms.
Well, that didn't take long at all, did it?
Well, she's gonna go into detail about how they're gonna investigate and bust him. So.
Yeah, that's one that never fit right in Canada. The one old boy that wanted his balls waxed.
Oh, yes. Oh, God.
That son of a bitch was a terrorist with all that crap. Hell, he actually assaulted reporters and shit.
Oh, geez.
Blair White got her arrested once because Blair White challenged it to a debate online. So she was on it, and the Canadian thing there was, I'm so scared right here, I gotta carry this. She brought out a fucking taser and played with it on camera, and it's illegal in Canada. So once it hit social media,
boom.
And then after getting arrested for that, on the way out of the courthouse, she attacked a fucking cameraman with a cane for interviewing her, trying to interview her.
Yeah. No, Nick, that's not what you heard. He doesn't wax his balls. He whacks other men's balls with his tongue.
No, JT, you shut the fuck up, you nasty old timey bastard.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to let anybody know?
Oh, your mic was on.
You sick fuck.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I got a little thing here by Jesse Waters about Democrats confessing they lied.
Democrats are going full MAGA, blue MAGA. No, seriously, Democrats are asking themselves, quote, could blue MAGA revitalize the party? We hear they're making blue hats that say make California great again and swapping out the Village People for Stevie Wonder. I guess if you just can't beat them, you join them. Democrats are admitting Trump was right about everything.
Nobody comes out looking better than Donald Trump and the MAGA right.
Okay, now he's not totally, he's actually, ever since Trump got elected, he has almost switched sides. He's kind of on Trump's
Almost.
side anyway, almost.
Yeah, he's more like a centrist.
Yeah.
Because the things that they were saying, the things that they were accusing the left of, the things that they were accusing legacy media of, whether it's true or not, they look right. They look like they were on point.
Democrats have never admitted we were right about anything. And now they're admitting we were right about everything? I don't even know how to take that. It's never happened before. They're all saying, you got us, we lied.
Democrats just spent 4 years arguing that the border was fine, inflation was not a problem, and Joe Biden was up to the job. And I think that 4 years of that message was really harmful. I think.
Well, also there are Democrats that are still trying to say that Trump's not all there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got to tip a tat. You did it, that guy. We're going to do it to your guy.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons why there are crises in confidence in the news media, in Democratic Party, in institutions. And I think all of it needs to be hashed out, acknowledged, and discussed.
Was that Tapper or Hannity? This isn't fun anymore.
Hey,
What's the
Nathan.
point of having two parties
Hey, Nate.
if one side just keeps saying the other side's right? Did Democrats just surrender? Tapper's even saying we were right about lawfare.
I think it is problematic when people run for prosecutor and promise to go after a specific politician.
That's big Tisha James.
And both Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, and Alvin Bragg, the District Attorney of New York, both of them did that. And that, to me, is problematic because you're not saying this is the offense and we need to bring justice to this perpetrator. You're saying, I'm going to go after him. And I think that there was a degree to which that was tolerated by the media writ large.
I'm glad he's saying it, but
He kind of reminds me of Captain Obvious, right? He's the person who points out what's happening after everybody else has already gotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why didn't he say it on his show? The guy was on the air for what, 2 hours a day? CNN called it the trial of the century. Now Tapper's saying, yeah, it was all cooked up by Tish and Fat Alvin. It's not like this was even covered up. There was tape of Tish and Bragg saying it. Even Morning Joe's admitting Republicans were right about everything. But they're taking credit for it.
If you were a conservative at Harvard Law School, anytime you opened your mouth, you better have thought through it about 20 different times because you were going to get crushed. Whereas, and here's the important point, now we talk about why the left may be adrift and at loss. The other side of that is the intellectual laziness that occurs every time you open your mouth and they all agree with you.
Yeah.
And you're part of groupthink. So you never have to defend your ideas. So when you go out and run a campaign and you think everybody's going to agree with you, it's just the opposite.
Scarborough's like the bully who picks on a kid and then takes credit when the kid turns out to be a winner. Groupthink? Sounds like Morning Joe. They're not just glazing us, they're turning on each other. Democrats just did what Obama told them to. They whacked Biden, and Obama's aides ran Kamala's campaign. And now they're realizing the Messiah can't walk on water.
People are
Hey guys, we've got. Well, I think we've got an illegal in the chat. There's some guy named Angel Gomez.
Hey, Angel, what's up, man? Que hora?
The Obama people.
How you doing, Angel?
Running everything. Sometimes you get a sense that they think they know everything. They run the world, and in some cases, you can understand it because, well, they did win 2 presidential elections. But at a certain point, that class of folks has to start listening to the next generation coming up because they have ideas.
They got to listen to somebody, and they're not even doing that. They just come up with all these ideas in their head and then go out and run on them. Turns out nobody likes those ideas because they suck.
Oh, they got rid of the ones that used to sit around float balloons, you know?
Yeah.
They used to go out and do it a little at a time to see what kind of response they'd get from the public.
Yeah.
They have ways of reaching out to the voters to the Obama coalition that they just don't have. They don't have the feel for it because they're not from that generation.
He just called Barry a boomer.
Yeah,
And Chuck Todd
he is a boomer, by the way.
said Boomer Barry was the one who ran men out of the party.
You spent 15 years essentially ignoring that vote. And in fact, not only ignoring it, interest groups going out of their way to marginalize that demographic group. And then you're shocked when that demographic group doesn't think the Democratic Party wants them to be members.
Barack Obama accused the Republican Party of a war on women. You remember that? Romney had a binder full of women he was trying to hire, and they called him sexist. Mitt Romney was sexist.
Yeah, I can't picture that.
No, he just anti-dog.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The dog on the roof.
Every judge Obama appointed was a woman, which is fine. But after a while, I mean, come on. And then they went way overboard with Me Too. And race relations in the country hit an all-time low under Barack. Now Democrats are saying, maybe we should be nicer to Whitey. The white dudes for Harris hat didn't.
I don't know about that because I've been seeing black people talking about they want to segregate again. I have.
Work. The DNC is trying to court guys who just want to get laid and have fun, remember?
Like Pete?
So they sent in Mayor Pete? What does Bearded Pete think they should be talking about?
We should be talking about how, if you know, Speaker Johnson got his way, it wouldn't be possible, not just for gay people to get married, but for straight people to get divorced, let alone like birth control or how he would want to regulate porn or whatever. People, most people would have a problem.
Dude, you can't even fix a fucking pothole.
Gay marriage, divorce, and porn. That's Pete's pitch to white guys. Hey guys, don't forget to wear a condom.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Look who else they're sending out.
I love young men.
Oh, damn. I saw that video.
Oh, my God.
They totally missed their mark when they made this video.
I love frat guys. And in that, I realized, like, even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who supported Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I'm on campus, I see Black Lives Matter flags hanging from every fraternity house. Every one. Trans flags, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats were better off with tampon. It's been 6 months. Half the party's like, yep, we're all liars and we deserve to lose. And the other half's taking a knee for George Floyd. Jazzy Crockett and Acosta are dying to go to prison.
And I'm worried about folks like yourself, Congresswoman, because I have to assume that, you know, of course they would like to arrest you and some of the others who are more outspoken in the House. That's just me thinking that.
No.
He's kissing some major ass here.
No, you're absolutely right. It's sad that people are fearful and that they are looking at people like me and really scared
Like
because
Yeti.
they know there is a target on my back when you have the President of the United States who consistently drops my name and gets...
Yeah, what's
people
that all about?
He didn't drop it as much as she dropped his.
Oh, she's got a little bit of that overinflated sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
Remember, she was crying because she wasn't read in on the Iran
Oh, yeah. The
excursion.
Midnight Hammer, yeah. And they didn't tell me about it. No. You don't have the clearance
Or
for it.
AOC.
Yeah.
And they got in touch with people that they were supposed to.
Yeah. Somebody still leaked it afterwards. They didn't get the details right, and CNN ended up apologizing for lying.
All told us
Yeah.
Trump had an enemies list. I'm still waiting for the first arrest. Who's Trump arrested besides bad hombres and the linebacker in Congress? Who? James Comey's making death threats, and he's on a book tour and on a beach. I'd actually like to see a little bit of retribution. Biden pardoned so many cronies, Trump probably has no one left to arrest. You're not going to believe who the
Well,
Democrat-
I don't know, man. The auto pen, are they investigating that at all?
They say they are.
Shit.
Because that's forgery.
Yeah.
You know, and they had that one, she come up there, was her name Tandon, and she was behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember hearing a little bit about that.
Yeah, and she had to switch to the auto pen.
But you remember when it seemed like anybody and everybody was getting whatever they wanted passed?
Yep.
Now we know why.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, life was easy without a pen.
Just like Obama wanted.
Oh.
All roads go back to him no matter what.
Yeah.
But I can remember somebody bought a lot of surplus from a closing something. And he ended up with an auto pen with Reagan's signature programmed into it. And I remember that was a big to-do. He didn't get in any trouble because he said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a big to-do about that then. Just that it was allowed to leave, still with his signature in it.
No.
Not that he could have done much. Reagan wasn't president then by the time he bought it,
No, I think they're going to, man, if it was up to me, they wouldn't be able to use it at all.
Mm-mm. I don't think. I get the idea of it. The idea of it was like Christmas cards or memos or something like that. A general thing where you need 30 signatures.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's what secretaries are for.
Yeah. Well, it's also, it's like one of the president's only jobs is to sign bills into law. And if he's not signing it, what the hell is he doing?
I'm just going to say, if he didn't sign it physically, well, again, you should be in your own right mind too, but you should know what he's signing, and it should be signed everything. I don't care if it's the grocery list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excuse me, fellas. Angel, it's good living and Gomez coils. Thank you.
How'd your beard get more epic? Oh, man. Emily Capano wants to say a little bit something about, what was it? Democrats' American pride plummets.
Oh, Jesus.
Independence Day is just 2 days away, and it's a day where all Americans get to celebrate the birth of our great country. And according to a brand new Fox News national survey, 58% of Americans say they are proud of this country. It's a number that has skyrocketed 13 percentage points since June of 2016. And when comparing the pride of political parties, it's a pretty massive gap. 85% of Republicans are proud of this country. Democrats, not so much. Only 36% of them say that they're proud of this country, pitfalling from 73% pride in 2011.
2011.
Oh, that's a good question. Angel Gomez wants to know, does the Gomez coil still exist out there?
Well, I haven't been pushing it because I didn't know if you'd have time to make any.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, jeez.
What'd you do, Dylan?
Oh, man. Yeah, so CBS is they're trying to buy something or merge or something, so they decided they'd better clear up their debts with the president and pay him that $16 million settlement that they owed him.
Yeah. But he's going to need that money that he's been winning for the lawsuits for when he steps out of office.
Yeah. He will. I mean,
I want to bring in Charlie Hurt. Charlie, good morning to you. Maybe the House blows this whole thing up. We'll see. But just take the totality of the past week, right? Big, beautiful bill. The Everglades moment yesterday. The Dow's on fire. You got that CBS settlement that we'll get to in a moment here. UPenn reached an agreement on transgender sports, and egg prices are down.
yeah. So how'd they find on that? They just
They took his awards away.
Good.
Yeah.
I could go
Made
on,
them
but
write
it just
an
seemed...
apology letter to all the girls that he'd competed against.
Good, because it's not a women's sport if there are trans women in there. That's wrong.
It's awful different from back in the 70s when all the countries were worried about the Russian women doing steroids.
Yeah.
It's like notch after notch after notch at the moment for this president.
Yeah, it's been a really extraordinary 6 months. I thought that the last week week and a half was probably the greatest week of any presidency that I've ever seen in terms of racking up those wins. But then yesterday was just kind of mind-blowing, and the idea that he was able to that they were able to get this bill through. Obviously no bill is perfect. These bills are horrifying when you sort of take them apart. But when your entire agenda is wrapped up in it, and you don't have a choice, you have to get it through. And I think Republicans, realized that now is not the time to start recognizing how broken Washington is and how bad some of these bills get. But it got through all of Trump's signature promises, whether it's no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. It avoided a massive tax hike. And then, as you just pointed out, just randomly out of nowhere, out comes this UPenn thing, which I would say is, in terms of, sort of where the heart and soul of conservatism is, that may have been the biggest thing that happened yesterday as Trump is returning from Alligator Alcatraz. So,
I think so.
It was an extraordinary day yesterday, and that is what makes me think that actually he's got a pretty good hand with the House. He's got trouble in the House, but he's probably got the strongest hand possible with the House.
Damn it. Sorry, chat.
Though there was something else that happened yesterday that we
I forgot to switch the scene for him. Damn, I hope I get good at this soon.
haven't mentioned yet, and that is that CBS News agreed to pay a settlement to President Trump after this. This is from Paramount Global, right? And they have a merger that they want to get through in front of the federal government. Might have led to this settlement. It says that the company has agreed that in the future, 60 Minutes will release transcripts of interviews with eligible U.S. presidential candidates after such interviews have aired, subject to redactions as required for legal or national security concerns, because this had to deal with Kamala Harris's interview with 60 Minutes, and if they edited it, okay? So here's what aired.
They did edit it. They took it and made it so...
Start with
they made it sound like she actually was answering the questions.
October 7. 1,200 people were massacred. 250 hostages were taken, including Americans. Women were brutally raped. And as I said then, I maintain Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters. Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. This war has to end.
And Trump and his team said, 60 Minutes by editing put his thumb on the scale right before the election.
Yeah, and the fact that the only reason any of this happened, much like with the University of Pennsylvania decision, the only reason any of this happened is because President Trump was willing to go and pick a fight that few Republicans ever want to get into. And he has fought with the media every step of the way.
Whatever happened to equal time? 20 or 30 years ago, they used to say, okay, that's a Republican address. Here's the Democrats for equal time explaining their points. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. That kind of went out the way when we got cable.
Yeah,
but they're still supposed to by law.
Oh, they
they're
are?
still supposed to by law. Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought they somehow weren't doing it. Oh.
And otherwise, the candidate has to put it down as a in-kind donation.
Mm-hmm. They need to do it again.
He's not afraid of it, and this was the result of it. And I love the fact that the new rule with CBS, where they release the full unedited transcripts, is called within the building the Trump rule. And that will live on long after Trump is gone. And just a reminder of, the guy is unafraid to take on any entity that is in his way, and it winds up paying off. And it turns out that you actually can go up against the system and actually put up some wins like this.
Well, yeah, finally. Oh man, fucking. I'm about to have a headache. I'm sorry.
Take a deep breath, Chuck.
Equal time. I don't get it. The people who have money involved in our government have a lot more involved in Democrats than Republicans.
Yeah, but they've been working on the system for so long to get it set up to do this, and there was nobody on the other side to stop them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this everything that's going on now has been a major plan since World War II.
Yeah.
And it's coming to a head.
That's what it looks like, because they're doing it.
Yeah, you got light bulbs with fucking cameras in them now inside your house, other than just your Alexa, Siri, your phone, and all that.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get a new phone. I'm so sick of iPhone.
I love iPhone.
You going to the older?
I'm going with Android next time.
I've been noticing
Oh my God. Sorry.
What did you forget?
Nothing. This next person is her name's Amala Ekpanobi. She used to work with oh God. It's a school that's not actually a school. They call themselves a university, and I forget the name of it. Anyway, she's talking about the cry bullies and people doing shit. And the oppression cosplay needs to stop. Everybody's saying, oh, poor me. Do everything my way. Oh, poor me.
I've been noticing a new trend recently, shall we call it oppression cosplay, where people pretend to be from humble means or impoverished backgrounds. They pretend to be oppressed, all to get you to like and support them. They're kind of competing in the oppression Olympics, except they shouldn't even be there. They're like the trans athletes of the sport.
I think children's sports is next.
And today, we're going to be calling them out because I'm not falling for it, and neither should.
She did some background on these people that are in the news right now and found out they're not poor. Never were.
Yep.
You.
Kind of like an engine that made it all the way to Congress.
Yeah.
Video, please like and subscribe. Yes, let's talk about our little oppression cosplayers. Those people who are out there LARPing, being impoverished or oppressed. I feel like way back in the day, there used to be this pressure to pretend to be from an aristocratic family or pretend to know which fork or knife to use in a fine dining situation.
Yeah, that ended in the 90s, I think.
God. No, that was more like the Gilded Age.
I remember them doing it in the 80s, I thought.
Oh, there were, but to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for me. Just start from the outside and work your way in.
And now people are pretending that they were born impoverished or from a third world country. And we're going to call out those pretenders right now, starting with one that I cannot run away from. This guy is on every single For You page. He's popping up in my algorithm. Everybody's talking about this possible next mayor of New York.
She's got some really good shit on these people.
Zoran Mamdani. Now here's a little PR clip of him talking about his background in a recent interview.
So the third holy grail of taboos in American politics, you have socialism, you have Islam, and then you have Palestine. And you are really going for the trifecta. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Tell me, why is Palestine a part of your politics?
When you grow up as someone, especially in the third world,
Ruling the third world.
you have a very different understanding of the Palestinian struggle.
When you grow up as someone, especially in the third world, Zoran says as he eats his food with his fingers, which, hey, I'm not hating, I'm Nigerian, we do the same. But I have to look at that third world comment. Now, somebody else put out in a tweet here. He says he grew up in the third world, but he was living in the United States, attending private school since he was 7 years old. That's not code switching, that's lying. He is a spoiled, privileged young man playing today's most popular parlor game, Look How Oppressed I Am. So I think I need to look into this. And what did we find out about Zoran Mamdani? Well, his mother is a multi-millionaire film director. His father is a millionaire Columbia professor. He attended a $60K a year school where nearly all of his classmates were fellow children of millionaires. And when he talks
poor
about
boy.
In the third world, he presumably is talking about being born in Uganda, where he was until he was 5. Then he moved over to Cape Town, South Africa, where he went to St. George's Grammar School, which is a private school. So he didn't even start private school at 7, he started it at 5. Now, his mother is such a large filmmaker that it is alleged she's turned down an opportunity to direct a Harry Potter film because she wanted to focus on films of an ethnic variety. So I guess his mother was just waiting on that HBO reboot. And his father in 2008 was, quote, voted as the 9th top public intellectual in the world on a list of top 100 public intellectuals by Prospect Magazine and Foreign Policy. But yes, as someone who grew up especially in the third world. But let's watch a few more little clips of Zoran now that we know a little bit more about his background.
Specifically growing up in South Africa post-apartheid, you know, it felt as if one of the most natural things to wear around my body was a keffiyeh. And so then to get here and see all of a sudden this topic was not only one that was discussed very differently, but was entirely taboo. It was a shock to my system. And for me, what made it central to my identity is that it is a glaring contradiction. We say we care about freedom and justice and self-determination, and yet for some reason we draw a line when it comes to Palestinians that accept them.
Growing up in post-apartheid South Africa, when he was there, as we mentioned before, from 5 to 7. Okay, or what about this next clip?
When you're a South Asian Muslim growing up in New York City, there aren't so many places where you can feel at home. And this is one of those avenues where for me and for so many others, you can be yourself.
New York City, one of the most ethnically diverse areas in the United States as a whole. And as a South Asian, there aren't many places where you can feel at home.
Anyway, yeah, so that's Mamdani. Mamdani. Let me see. We got AOC here, right? There.
Out, one of them being Michael Knowles, who tweeted out a map, which is actually extremely helpful. He said, the town in blue is the suburb that I grew up in. The town in red is the richer, wider suburb that AOC grew up in. The area in the black circle way down at the bottom is the Bronx. So it turns out AOC is not actually a Bronx girl that eats Queens boys for breakfast. So why would she lie about that? And I think somebody summed it up quite well in a tweet response that says, what you have to realize about the communist class in America is that they are all bored, privileged theater kids with nothing better to do than destroy Western civilization.
Yep. Now let's see the Mandalorian where he is. Yeah, she's talking about AOC too, but where is it? Fuck. Well, whatever. Pedro Pascal. She goes into Pedro Pascal too. Just what happened. What his family did was they were the in the ruling class in Chile. I think it was Chile. And when the uprising happened, they got out and went to Denmark and then moved to the United States. He's not impoverished. Let's see here. Jim, you got a joke for us?
No, I just might. There was this first grade teacher. She was giving out a homework assignment. She told the class, I want you to go home, and I want you to notice things at your home, come to school tomorrow, and relate to us one exciting thing that you noticed at home. Well, the next day comes, and teacher said, did everybody do their homework? And everybody says, yes, ma'am. She goes, well, who wants to go first? Little Johnny, he shot his hand up. He runs up to the chalkboard, grabs a piece of chalk, and he draws one little dot. Goes back and sits down. Teacher looks at that and says, what's that all about, Johnny? Johnny says, it's a period. Teacher says, I can see that, but what's so exciting about that? He goes, I don't know either, teacher. She said, but this morning at breakfast, my sister was missing one. Mom fainted. Dad had a heart attack. Boy next door joined the army.
Wow. Nice. Oh, well, we still have a few minutes. Is there anything chat wants me to look up or anything? Give them a minute on that. Or not. Anyway,
I think they need to vote on getting Dylan to go down to New York City and get us some of those riot pictures.
good night, Devin.
You can bite me.
Thanks for being here, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be a man in the street.
Nope.
Well, that's true, but we would call you a man anyways.
You can
I'll
bite me.
even send you half a hefty barrel.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Shit. Well, I guess that's it for this week. I promised to learn how to do my job. And there's a link in chat for anybody who wants to join us after the show. And let's see. Unlock the meeting. There we go. And y'all have a good night. Thanks for being here.
God bless. Safe for America.
Don't
Stay
be a
classy,
dick.
everybody.
Better than last week.
That was all right.
I only made one or two mistakes, I think, but